there's at least one good thing to thank God for. And even if there isn't, it doesn't seem like there is right now, anticipate it. I'm going to encourage and challenge you to anticipate it, manifest it. Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel. I know it's been forever. I apologize, and I apologize in advance because can I just share with you guys how crazy life has been since COVID? You guys, COVID. Let's just take a moment of silence. Just take a moment of silence. Just for COVID. Alright, back to us. So, my name is Emma Samuel, aka Yahweh Royalty. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. Like, trust me, you have not missed anything. Like, I'm just getting started, like, for real. Like, all jokes aside, for real. Like, okay, let me be serious. I'm just getting started. Like, you guys did not miss anything at all. At all. But I must say that life has actually been very busy for me. I've been working a lot lately, so it's really hard for me to find time to film. But I enjoy doing this. It is therapeutic for those of you guys that are in it and that is doing it. I mean, kudos to y'all. Hey, Jesus. Kudos to you guys though. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. It's just not easy. What are we talking about today? I really just wanted to touch bases on you guys. I hope everyone's staying safe. I hope everyone's wearing their masks, practicing social distancing, okay? If you must go out, I know it's not easy staying indoors, and with everything opening back up now, it's really tempting to participate in a lot of things. But honestly, I would encourage people to just continue to stay indoors as much as you can, because it has literally been a journey. Like, COVID personally affected me. I wasn't like sick or anything like that, but it affected me. I feel like COVID affected me more so emotionally and mentally than physically. Sounds crazy, but perhaps that's a story for another day. It's really hard for me to focus on the lens because I'm so used to looking at myself. So I apologize in advance if I keep looking at the lens and not at the screen. But I just wanted to like take time and just like encourage anyone out there that is going through it in this hard times. Find something like a hobby. Find something therapeutic. Something that will take your mind. It's almost like a getaway. You know what I mean? Like, not a like actual getaway, but like mentally you get away and just like cope, you know, until you can figure out a strategy to conquer whatever obstacle or fears or challenges that you may be going through right now. If you are a spiritual being, go into the Word, get a word of encouragement, you know, that has helped me along the way through this journey that we are all sharing in. And I feel as though like, I feel as though like over time, we will find purpose and meaning in all of this. I know like right now, it's literally not making any sense at all, but I know that eventually like it will. I mean, it has to, because like, we've been through this whirlwind. Like, we are going through it right now. I mean, are we talking politics? Are we talking about the environment? Are we talking about people's health? How many lives that have been lost? Are we talking about Black Lives Matter? Because it does. You know, there's so many things on the stake right now, okay? There's so many things to talk about. But I feel like let's just try and have a positive outlook on all of these, and that would help. I joined in this webinar that was like brought up or sponsored through my church, and it was just a whole bunch of like leaders and like ministers and people that are like professors and like, you know, people that's been through it and like know what it's like and what it takes to be a great leader. So one of the things that one of the speakers touched on was number one, like, let's say for instance, you go to a church, you have your home church, yeah? And you feel like everything's going great, you feel like everything's flowing, but you just have this idea that there is something that we can grow in. There is some part of this church, some part of the departments that, you know, help build the church that we can evolve in. Something we can do better, right? But you just can't put your hands on it. You just can't. Like, you just, because you're so in there and your mind is in there, and like, you just need a refresher. One of the suggestions that this gentleman had brought up was that perhaps you should bring an outsider. From there, they can like literally map out and spot out things that are different from what they're used to themselves. And then when you look at that and you evaluate it, you're like, oh, you know, it's like a light bulb goes off, you know, and then you realize, oh, we can improve in this and we can improve in that, and vice versa. So I say all this to say, like, trust me, it may look bad because you're the one living through it right now, but trust me, if someone else were to live in your shoes, they will find something so positive and uplifting within your journey. So take a step back outside of the box and look at the whole picture. There's at least one good thing to thank God for. There's at least one good thing to be appreciative for. There's at least one good thing. Even if there isn't, it doesn't seem like there is right now, anticipate it. I'm going to encourage and challenge you to anticipate it, manifest it, speak it into your journey right now, into your situation right now, because honey, can I tell you that it's literally taken me that to have brought myself out of some challenging trial times in my life within this COVID stage, where I literally, like, there was nothing, and I'm like the type of person, I don't have friends, like, social media don't count. Like, I have plenty of family, which suffices and makes up for it, and I think that's why I never really felt like I needed like a group of friends. Now I do have friends turned sisters and friends turned brothers, but I don't actually like have it in me to establish a new friendship right now in this stage in my life. Not that I'm opposed to it, but it's just like, it takes a lot of energy and some discernment from the Holy Spirit, for real. Because people shady these days. I mean, people, okay. But going back to my point, like, in order for me to have gotten out of that state of mind where I was like trapped and I was just like focused on all the negative things that was happening at the time, I had to just self-evaluate and go in the Word and just like have my one-on-ones with God. That is like literally that's it, you know. And also trying to stay around positive energy. There was a time where I didn't even want to, not because of COVID, but I sincerely did not want to leave my house. I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to participate in anything. And that's like the start of like getting into that state where you're like, okay, I'm really going through it, you know. But what brought me out of that is like family members and my family, my babies, I mean my sisters, kids. I love my babies to death. Those kids are like my therapy. Like, when I have a stressful week, y'all, I love babies, I love kids. Oh my goodness, they are just a bundle of joy. So find something like that in your life, like babies. Who doesn't like babies? Like babies, you know. So that was my therapy. Like, whenever I had a stressful week, I'll always like try to make up maybe one day a week to go visit and spend quality time with my babies, and that is just like refreshing for me, honestly. But guys, that is literally, a word is enough for the wise. I'm gonna leave you guys with a word, and that word is Isaiah 66:9, and all it says in a nutshell is God giving his promise to us, stating that He will not allow us to go through something so hard and so challenging and sometimes demeaning unless He is birthing something new from it. Okay? While you are going through that process of evolving, okay, because that's what's happening. Believe it or not, you are evolving. You are striving to become a better version of yourself. I gave this scenario to my sister when I was talking with her, and I said to her, when you go on your knees and you ask God to use you and to mold you and to cause you to challenge yourself enough to become a better version of yourself, sometimes it's going to take some pain. Believe it or not, it's going to take some pain, honey. And that pain, I imagine it in my head as if I'm like one of these statues. I don't know if you've ever seen like an architect, an artist, if you will, chipping away at an ice. I don't know what you call it, ice. He's chipping away the ice and he's molding and creating something from it, a statue, a figure, okay? So that's how I imagine it. That's how I envision it. When some things hurt emotionally and some things hurt physically and some things are just not going as I wanted to, I just imagine that is God chipping away the things that I do not need, to be at the next level of my life. Okay, He needs to chip that piece away. I need to let go of that. I need to be able to let go in order to have room to accommodate the new. But I have to be able to let go of what it is that I'm holding on to it. It's been working for me for years. But that's where trusting God comes in. Because it's been working for you for years, but you're still not where you need to be. So guess what? That means that you need to let go of yourself and let go of that trust that you have, you have now embedded yourself in. You're like, oh yeah, it's been working for me for years. I haven't had an issue with this. But then have you sat back and thought like, perhaps there's a better way I can do this? Perhaps there's a quicker strategy, perhaps there's an easier strategy, to achieve my goals, and I need to just listen. We're still like, we want to talk to God. We want to talk to God. We want to talk to God. We want to pray. We want to pray. We want to pray. We pray. And that's okay, because that's us conversing with our Father. That's us communicating with Him. But we have to remind ourselves, it's not a one-way communication. Just like a relationship, it's both ways, okay? So we're so fond of praying, but what we don't realize is we don't even give God a chance to speak to us, to reciprocate. We don't give Him a chance to speak some life, speak some words, speak something into us, some wisdom into us. So take that time out, okay, to listen. There's a season for everything, and sometimes there is that season to just listen. And you will be shocked how God speaks to you. He can speak to you through a child. He can speak to you through a colleague at work. He can speak to you through a situation. I mean, it just keeps going. So, like I said, I leave you with that word. Isaiah 66:9, for I will not cause pain without allowing something to be born of it. So let that resonate with you guys. I know. It's not easy. It's easier said than done, but it's doable. I'm still going through it. I'm still learning in this journey. Trust me, like, all this is because I had the strength to gather myself together today. For those who just don't understand the African accent, this is literally me having to gather myself together, okay? And it's not always this posh. It's not always this nice. It's not always this, glamorous. But I just want to spread positive energy through these hard times so that we can continue spreading it, okay? Because the world needs a lot of that. today. And last thing I must add. Please guys, I beg of you, put in the energy and the effort to go vote. Yeah, I said it. Yep. Please go vote. Big vote, please. I beg. Por favor. However else you say this in another language, I don't know. But please try your best to vote. If you have grandparents, help them vote. Help them register. Okay? Help them register to vote. And so we can see the change that we anticipate. And we can bring justice to those that deserve it, those that their lives have been taken, which could have easily been me or any of my siblings or family member. We're all brothers and sisters in the eyes of God, no matter what your skin color is. So let's spread love and let love reign. Black lives matter. Black lives did not matter. All lives wouldn't matter, okay? Black lives have to matter for all lives to matter. I encourage you to go out there and vote. Please register on time. Do what you can to make sure you vote. I think that is it. Before you leave, please be sure to come back, okay? And for you to come back, please click on that notification bell, subscribe, okay? Follow, like, share, all of the above. I would kindly appreciate it, and hopefully I will make some more time to speak with you guys, talk to you guys, hear from you guys, and all of that good stuff. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.